Good morning, children. Hope all of you are fine. Today, we shall begin the new chapter from history part Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. In this chapter, we will discuss about the coming of socialism in Europe, the Russian Revolution, and the global influence of Russian Revolution. Let's start. As you know, after the French Revolution, the powerful ideas of freedom and equality widely circulated in Europe. The French Revolution opened up the possibility of creating a dramatic change in the way in which society was structured. But not everyone in Europe, however, wanted a complete transformation of society. There were varied responses. Some were conservatives, others were liberals and radicals. What did these terms really mean? Let's see. One of the groups which looked to change society were the liberals. They wanted a nation which tolerated all religions. They opposed uncontrolled power of the dynastic rulers. They also wanted to safeguard the rights of the individuals against the government. They argued for a representative elected parliamentary government. But they were not Democrats, as they did not believe in universal adult franchise. Next, about radicals. They wanted a nation in which government was based on the majority of a country's population. Many supported women's suffrage movements. They were not against the existence of private property, but they disliked concentration of property in the hands of few. One more group was there. They were conservatives. Earlier in the 18th century, conservatives had been generally opposed to the idea of change. But after the French Revolution in the 19th century, they accepted that some changes was inevitable but believed that the past had to be respected and change had to be brought about through slow process. Now, let's discuss about the social condition of Europe at that time. It was a time of profound social and economic changes. It was a time when new ideas came up and new industrial regions developed, railways expanded, and the industrial revolution occurred. Do you know what is industrial revolution? Large scale production in factories by using machines. So industrialization brought men, women and children to factories. Work hours were often long and wages were very low. Unemployment was common. Housing and sanitation facilities was very poor. So, liberals and radicals searched for solution to these issues. They firmly believed in the values of individual effort, labor and enterprise. According to them, if freedom of individual was ensured, if the poor could labor and those with capital could operate without restriction, they believed that societies would develop. So many working men and women who wanted change in the world rallied around liberal and radical groups and parties in the early 19th century. Our next topic is the coming of socialism in Europe. By the mid-19th century in Europe, socialism was a well-known body of ideas that attracted widespread attention. Let's discuss about the main ideologies of socialism. Socialists were against private property and saw it as the root of all social ills of the time. Socialists had different visions of the future. Some believed in the idea of cooperatives. Cooperatives were the association of people who produced goods together and divided profit according to the work. Robert Owen, a leading manufacturer, sought to build a cooperative community called New Harmony in Indiana, in USA. But other socialists felt that cooperatives could not be built on a wide scale only through individual initiative. They demanded that government encourage cooperatives. For instance, in France, Louis Blanc wanted the government to encourage cooperatives and replace capitalist enterprise. Next, about Karl Marx and communist ideology. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels added a new body of arguments. Marx argued that industrial society was capitalist. Capitalist owned the capital invested in the factory, means they are factory owners, and the profit was produced by the workers. According to Marx, the condition of the workers could not improve as long as the profit was owned by the capitalist. Hence, workers had to overthrow capitalists and free themselves from capitalist exploitation. He was convinced that workers would triumph in their conflict with capitalists. Then about support for socialism in Europe. By the 1870s, socialist ideas spread through Europe. To coordinate their efforts, socialists formed an international body, namely Second International. Then, different political parties were emerged in different countries. In Germany, Social Democratic Party. In Britain, Labour Party. In France, Socialist Party, etc. Let me conclude today's session. I hope all of you have understood the content clearly. For your reference, I have uploaded the URL. Go through it. Notes are also attached along with this. Take it down. A test question paper is also there. Try it yourself. Thank you.